Now,
yeah, before you close, when you see, I think we are now moving, because what we are getting is, I know that the governors would like to go, and they have been here for long, but you erase the issue of interns, you raise the issue of postgraduate doctors, and now you've brought in harmonization. Now, these ones, and I would like to get the attention of the governors. I would like to get the attention of the governors. These three things, interns, postgraduate doctors, harmonization, as much as they may not be directly under the governors, they affect the governors gravely.
yes.
So that as they leave and we discuss it with the ministry, we must realize, I want to give an example. Interns, they work with you most of the times. And whatever decisions we make, you know, this money. Even if the money comes to you, Sinatoka Treasury, even if it goes to the ministry, it's just the route it follows. Some go to the ministry, then to the employees. Some go through you and then to the employees. So we can go there. So if we then will agree on that, we should take that is a matter coming. Postgraduate, I've never agreed with you more. And the minister knows my view. They should be paid nationally, because then it releases your money so that you can employ people on contract terms when they're away. So we have to convince those people that what you have got in the division of revenue, let it be saved, you use it. When now we come to manning Kenyatta or manning Moi, because those guys are manning Kenyatta and manning Moi. If they are not there, those places do not work. So these are the areas we are thinking about. So as you are going, don't think that now it's nothing to do with you. I believe that we can come back later then when we are now moved one step forward. The whole nation thing is going on, but if there is another input that makes things easier, why not?
Thank you.
That's my position.
I wanted to give the
I want to give a commitment of a day for the KPMDU, so we can...
Before you go there, I think we are making good progress. But I just wanted to say a few things in regard to Kmpdu. And I think one of the things I would want to say to the unions, you know, when we engage, and we have sat down to engage, let's engage in good faith. Let us be honest. When we have agreed on a position, let's stand by that. And if, for some reason, our advisory council, whoever doesn't agree, let us be candid to say we had agreed, but when we reverted to our council, it was not agreed, so that we know where we are starting from and eliminate any confusion. That's number one. Number two, there are things, and I heard one of the union people say that there was a declaration in Kericho. And if you remember very well, in that declaration, we agreed that the Human Resource Advisory Council will deal with the harmonization processes progressively in place of the Health Service Commission. So where have you thrown the Human Resource Advisory Council? You know, we must find progress and some good direction. Number three, even as we release UG, so that also Kmpdu you think about. The reason why we had devolution in the first place and why Kenyans decided that we must have devolution was to make sure that we have equitable service across the country. Now, a county like Mandera, a county like Wajir, where you know your members, if they are transferred today, the next thing they will seek is a transfer back to Nairobi. If you tell us to harmonize these salaries so that they are uniform, the reason somebody else is in Mandera today or Marsabit is because Marsabit has decided in the salary band for senior doctors, I'm not going to start with the entry level just to incentivize your member to be in Mandera or in that place. What would be outrageous if that is what is happening is if salaries are being paid outside the band. I think that is something that would need to then be addressed. Finally, I would also want to ask, if there are only 11 counties with issues, should we really have a national strike? And as Nikala said, on the issues of interns and postgraduate training, I would want to ask the union, what case do you have against counties? They have released you to go and study. Your salaries are being paid. You have a problem with Kenyatta or national government. Why should we have a sympathetic strike? And the final question is, now that we have referred to court matters that have been here, the court has said there must be a minimum service. And it has since established that you need to recruit 25,000 to have minimum service. In short, as a nation, we don't even have minimum service with the current employment. So it means everybody should be at work until we attain the minimum service. But that is not to say that there are no issues that needs to be addressed. One of the issues, I agree with counties and national government, and I'm happy the cabinet secretary is here. This is a matter that has taken so long on the table. The issue of doctors going on studies, the Ministry of Health, national government must take up paying their salaries. I think that is something that we should not even go around debating. Let's only agree when do we start. The fact of the matter is we cannot start in the middle of a financial year. We have an opportunity now that we are heading to a new financial year to set some records straight. Finally, for Council of Governors, when I listen to the Clerical Officers Union and their issues stem more of your absence from engaging. I want to encourage you, you know sometimes, and you know I've been in COG, sometimes the letters are not properly addressed, Chair. Don't worry, even if they're addressed to County Secretary, because we are addressing a matter of national interest, let's just deal with this matter so that we are able to resolve. I like the commitment and the goodwill that all of you are willing to engage. This is what we need to do with the remaining part with national government. And CS on that matter of interns and so forth, we are not asking you to make a decision here, but just know that, generally speaking, when doctors go on studies, the law is very clear. You people must take up that responsibility, and I'm happy Dr. Nyekali is saying it will allow counties to employ doctors on contract. So that contract is what we also need to discuss. And I think PAC has given an advisory in terms of the terms of service for equal pay for equal duty. I think the other matter that needs, so that even when COG lives here, is the issue of UHC workers, those who are employed by national government. If a decision needs to be made, of course you know what to do. Resources follow function. You release the function, you release the resources that accompany that function, then that matter is closed. I think there's been no issue. So let's finalize on the issue of Kmpdu. And I think the issue of interns is a very hot matter. And as we allow COG to leave, just know that, as Nicola said, interns functionally is an issue of national government, but it affects you because you also work in the counties. And finally, there has to be some proper arrangement on that matter. So I think with that, we shall allow COG to, unless National Chair make the closing remarks. And
Chair, as they go and leave us with this kind of interns, I have a definition of an intern here, which was done by somebody else. Just go and read it as you go. Don't give this.
Thank you. Chair, Council of Governors, give your closing remarks.
Thank you, Chair. On behalf of the Council of Governors, we want to take this opportunity to appreciate both the joint committees of the National Assembly and the Senate for this session. It's unfortunate that we have had to take such a long time before this matter is resolved, and we hope that this will be the last time we are getting into these issues, and that the unions will finally make a decision to go back to work. We've given our commitment on the issue of engagement with KUKO, which is Tuesday morning at 10, and on the matters that have to do with KPMDU, all our issues were resolved and agreed, and the ones that are not, we've been in the same meetings with the national government. They're aware on interns, which they will address, and on matters UHC and the COVID doctors, if they're to be absorbed by the counties, then the resources would have to follow the functions. Other than that, we take this
Harmonization.
opportunity.
You are to give a date for harmonization, to listen to the Kmpdu.
Also, before I finish, I would like to give the timeline for the KPMDU as Tuesday at 2 p.m. So Kuko is at 10 and Tuesday and 2 p.m. is Kuko. Yes, and I mean
Kuko at 10 a.m.
Kuko
and then KMPDU at 2
p.m. KPMDU at 2 at COG Delta House. Chair, the meeting will be led by the Chair Health, Governor Muthoni. Yeah, he will be present with the Secretariat team.
With the Sang.
And Governor Sang, the whip. And
your Vice Chair.
Yes, if he's around.
No, we want him to give a commitment. Will you be there, Vice Chair?
He will confirm with the team because he's not sure whether he'll be in Nairobi or not.
Wajir is far.
Yeah, and sometimes there are other engagements. Thank you, Chair. Let me take this opportunity again to finally say thank you. And we look forward to this matter. But we can ask that now that these meetings have been set, and you're definitely going to facilitate the conversation on the final one, that we request the medics, KMPDU and KUKO and the laboratory union as well, all of them to please go back to work as we finalize the issues. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor Waiguru, Chair of the Council of Governors, with your deputy and also the Chair of Health, Governor Sang and Governor Kahiga. Thank you for coming and honoring the summons by the bicameral parliament to appear before us and respond to those questions. We are only allowing the Council of Governors to leave, and then we can proceed together with the clinical officers and the laboratory, I think.
And Chair, before we leave, sorry, I forgot one small thing.
Yes.
Now that we are here, we cannot let this opportunity pass. All these issues that we have raised are to do with resources. We are in the process of negotiating the DORA. We are requesting for the support from these committees, both at the National Assembly. You have seen the critical issues that are pertaining to the health sector, to support the counties to get more resources to be able to cater for these functions. But we wanted to appeal to the chair of the Senate and also to you as well, because I know they will end up in both houses. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chair, your clarity, you are saying I thought we still have issues with the ministry.
You have issues with the ministry. Okay, then you can remain. Yes. Okay. Okay.
Please, Sang, we had released you, and you seem to still want to stay around. Maybe CS Health, we can ask that maybe you and your team, you can move a little bit closer. Thank you very much, honorable members. We have two cabinet secretaries who have joined us in the course of our deliberation. I'll ask the cabinet secretary for health and the cabinet secretary for labor to go on record. Then we can proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, Honorable Members. I'm before this committee. I was invited together with my colleague, Cabinet Secretary for Health. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair and Honorable Members. I had pronounced myself, but again, I'm here to discuss and hopefully finalize on this matter. Thank you.
Now, we go back to two items. I think, Honorable Cabinet Secretaries, there are two matters that have been raised. I think for Cabinet Secretary for Labor, while you are away, of course, your PS was here and he has made a presentation on the report and the status and the position. We have also listened to the Medical Laboratory Workers Union, and we've made some ruling that they will file their dispute with you on the issue of recognition with the county governments, so that you can convene a conciliation meeting to resolve that matter as soon as possible, to allow for progress on resolving the matters that have to do with them, so that if they have the necessary threshold, then counties, and of course since counties will also have to sit in that meeting, they should be able to resolve that matter. And I think their matters can then be handled. For State Department of Health, the PS has been here and the union has raised, and I think the union has said there are two critical matters with the national government that they feel are outstanding, and the CS has just worked out, so we are talking to the people who are here. Is that the honorable member from Turkan?
No, Chair. I'm a technical staff in the Ministry of Health, heading Human Resource for Health, Dr. Hazel.
Well, in any case, you work for Ministry of Health, and you know issues of likeness and so forth can always arise. So,
Chair, the CS is just going to pick the President's call.
Maybe because CS is attending to that very important call. PS, can we proceed and you can take responsibility for your cabinet secretary? Yeah, we shall allow, because the cabinet secretary is here. Yeah. So, Daktari, the chair, maybe on those two issues with clarity, maybe you can raise those issues to do with the interns. And as you raise the issue, you must be giving what exactly is it that you people want, so that we also listen to you. And we want to be very precise. I think we have discussed for a while.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chair. I think we know very well that every year we have doctors who graduate are being posted for internship. We've been following this every year to the point that the last lot that was posted was in July last year. And therefore, that those who then finalized, who graduated, and those who are not posted that particular last year, who then ought to be posted. As per our collective bargaining agreement that was signed between the Ministry of Health and Kmpdu, it is in Article 4 that after 30 days, once a doctor has done oathing at the Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentist Council or at Pharmacy and Provisions Board, then they need to be posted to their respective internship centers. But in this case, interns were not posted. So we continue following up with the ministry by writing different letters until in March they promised that they'll post them in April. That was after we had issued a strike notice to that effect. But then later we learned, because in our demand of strike notice was that interns be posted as per the collective bargaining agreement. We did not know that there was any nefarious plan to actually reduce the wages as agreed in the CBA. But we came to learn that there was a SRC circular which was reducing the wages of these particular interns, not really as per the basic salary, but the allowances. Because you know that as per this, the collective bargaining agreement, when an intern is posted from 2017, they get paid a basic salary of 42,970. They're then also being paid allowance, that non-purpose allowance. They get paid call allowance because they're on call. They get paid risk allowance. They get paid house allowance because they stay in those particular. They have to get house where they stay. Also, they paid commuter allowance. But these allowances that were agreed upon, that OSRC gave letters of no objections, were then scrapped without any consultation. So there was a clear violation of the CBA of the union. That's what has brought the contestation that we have between us and the Ministry of Health, where yes, they now want to post them because that's what we're demanding, but they're violating the CBA, meaning that no doctor in the country will be safe, because the same way they will violate this for the intern doctors, they can violate for any other doctors. I want to bring into context that before this CBA was signed, in 2011, doctor interns were earning 160,000 as job group L entry with allowances. We were then demanding for them to earn 357,000, which was signed in a CBA in 2013. Government disowned this particular CBA, which resulted into 100 days strike. The offer that they've now been earning for the last 7 years was actually offered by government, which was then signed. And SRC gave letters of no objection in 2017. Therefore, reducing this to a consolidated value of 70,000 is taking back the aspect of work by entry level of doctors to 25 years back. And that has been the bone of contention in this particular strike, and something that has not made any progress. The other issue that was also very critical, the two things, was the issue of Kenyatta National Hospital, where we have doctors employed on different rates. We have doctors who are earning a third of their fellow colleagues, and they're working in the same environment, doing the same job in all aspects. So these ones also were demanding they be harmonized so they can earn equal, because it's always a matter of equal work for equal pay. And this relates also to what happens in Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital, where doctors are being employed on on a daily basis, or on a 1 month, or at most 3 months, to the point that even if you have a patient, by the time you finish the process of managing start managing this particular patient, your contract is already ended. So it's always at the detriment of the patient in this particular QTRH. Those are the concerns that we had and that are pending in the national.
Thank you very much, Dr. I think I will allow the Cabinet Secretary for Health to give us a status on that. And
just one more thing. There's also what I raised earlier, which also pens in national, because it goes with the registrars, where we have Kenyatta National Hospital, Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospitals, Moi Teaching and Referral Hospitals, where we have registrars. We have doctors who, in this case, are not from counties. In this case, are doctors that are self-sponsored and are working in these particular hospitals. They are on rota doing their masters. They generate revenue for these particular facilities. They don't get any pay. They are actually during the day, they're working in these hospitals. At night, they have to moonlight to actually survive. Yet, because of their existence, these hospitals are not employing. So ideally, it is only in Kenya, it's only in these referral hospitals where these doctors are being exploited. We call it's actually slavery. If you go to where Dr. Nikalwa studied in Australia, every services that you offer, as long as you're in the rota, that you're offering services that are being paid for by these particular patients, you ought to be remunerated. Thank you.
And maybe, as I allow the CS, I'm just wondering, when you say they are being exploited, are they also not exploiting the hospital in terms of knowledge? Maybe later on you'll respond. Cabinet Secretary for Health.
Thank you very much, Chair, my colleague, honorable members. I want to appreciate Chair for this sitting.